Welcome back to another episode of your Digital News. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a few subjects to cover today. Okay, we're going to be talking about Hedera hash graph. We're going to be talking about Theta Network, and we're also going to be talking about the G20 summit. Why? Because with the theme of crypto regulation that we've had, governments intervening this year, when I remembered the fact that the G20 summit was this year, it all started to click. So we're going to talk about that too in this video. So if you're interested in Theta, if you're interested in HBAR, and if you're interested in the coming crypto regulations that we have laid before us this year, make sure you stick around for this whole video. But we're going to start with HBAR because it's hard to find news about HBAR, okay? And that's a good thing, which means they're working hard. So the U.S. Federal Reserve has announced that it's assessing a central bank digital currency, which we know. The central bank has released preconditions necessary for the launch of the digital dollar, which we know. Now, this we didn't know. Hedera is one of the platforms rumored to be potentially working on the CBDC. And if you didn't know, Hedera is backed by Google, IBM, Boeing, and LG. Now, central banks are playing catch up as most global payments are now digital, and many companies are accepting cryptos. However, a central bank digital currency would provide low risk central bank backed money. Think of it like regular cash, only updated for the digital financial system. Now, we are all aware that the digital yuan is in full swing, okay? And several other countries are getting ready to launch pilots this spring. Notably, Japan and Singapore are getting ready to launch their digital currencies. So it makes sense when you look at the perspective of what's going on with the SEC and XRP and the United States hinting at the fact that they want to pick Hedera because Hedera isn't on the blockchain. It's separate, So that gives them means of control, more means of control, if you will. But continuing, in September of 2020, two congressmen, French Hill and Bill Foster, penned a letter inquiring if the central bank had explored the possibility of a CBDC and if it hadn't, urging it to consider doing so. The central bank has not only caught up, but has also released the preconditions for a CBDC. According to the Federal Reserve, any CBDC will require technology that safeguards the system's integrity and supports operational robustness and resilience. Since the release of the Fed's note, there have been rumors about which networks could be used for the task, with much speculation focusing on Hedera. Now, what we know about Hedera, guys, is that the Tango network is designed for Internet of Things interoperability, okay? It aims to be the next generation onboarding platform, essentially Stellar or an XRP. Followed by those will be Hedera. So there have been questions since early as February of 2020 concerning the possibility of the digital dollar being built on Hedera. Redditors have both asked about and detailed the possibility of central banks being built on Hedera. Hedera has previously been mentioned by countries looking to launch a CBDC. Hedera's first mention goes as far back as December of 2019. The National Institute for Smart Government published a draft of India's national blockchain strategy. The NSIG proposed a central bank digital rupee on the public permissioned blockchain. The draft proposed that the national blockchain should make use of private version of the blockchain like Hedera hash graph. This would suggest that Hedera could be very capable of handling digital dollars. Now, why Hedera? Hedera hash graph is one of those lesser known cryptos making its way onto the big stage. The enterprise behind the project Hedera is aiming to solve real world transaction problems with blockchain. The project is perhaps best known for offering native token issuance and configurability without smart contracts, making it similar to Ethereum, Polkadot, and Cardano. Yet, Hedera hash graph remains unique. Hedera's goal is to become the new standard for the global token economy. Part of this goal will be greatly actualized if central banks from around the world launch their CBDCs on the Hedera blockchain. In the meantime, the project has continued to make strides towards realizing its goal. In February, Standard Bank Group, the largest African bank by assets, announced a partnership with Hedera Hashgraph, that which we know. This partnership will see the blockchain project help the bank address issues regarding the development of cross-border trade. By using Hedera's blockchain, Standard Bank aims to reduce the bottlenecks and settlement periods on their network. The blockchain-based project will also help the bank increase the transparency of transactions on the network. Hedera currently has over 17 companies involved in the Hedera Governing Council, the body charged with overseeing the platform's governance. Some of these players include Boeing, Dutch Telecom, Google, IBM, LG, and Tata Communications. So, guys, if you don't know, you can go back to my Hedera Hashgraph video, and when I spoke about their work in Africa, I did a pretty good overview of their relationship partnerships elsewhere. But we see that they're already working with Africa's central bank. How much of a stretch would it be to see them, hosting the United States digital dollar, seeing to the fact that they don't have all of the drama, the same drama that XRP has. But, that's just speculation. But we're in a speculative market. So I felt that it was something to put on the mind. If you're holding HBAR, just something to have on the mind. Just a little bullish sentiment, if you will, for HBAR. But next up, we got Theta, because Theta's price did have a dramatic drop over the last couple of days. Yeah, but those holding Theta, they're probably focused on that. I wanted to shift the attention to something else, guys. Okay? Because Theta, despite the delays of the mainnet, okay, all we gotta do is just wait till June. We'll be fine. Summer's gonna be great. Trust me. But I found an article that speaks about Theta so well that I just had to share it with you guys, okay? Because after reading this, not only did I become more bullish on Theta, but I had to do more research. And of course, when I do more research, I get even more bullish. And that's the key, guys. But let me read this to you real fast, and then we're going to get off into the final piece for today's video. Blockchain technology has become mainstream term in the past decade, and demand for decentralization to facilitate data transfer securely has become overwhelming. Blockchain technology is edging into every existing digital application, most recently aiming to revolutionize the ways we consume digital content by addressing lackluster content delivery networks. Real quick, guys, before we go ahead, just to give you some framing here. The content delivery networks would be your Netflix, your YouTubes, your Hulu, your Disney Plus, HBO Max, so forth and so on, Amazon, all of those. Okay. As prominent as they are, there is a huge problem that they all deal with. Okay. Bandwidth costs money. Theta is looking to address that. Now, continuing, Theta Network has become the focal point of the crypto industry after surging 17,000% in the last year, reaching an all-time high of $14.61, breaking into the top 10 coins by market cap, surpassing such projects as Chainlink and the almighty Dogecoin. Theta Network is not the only project that aims to decentralize CDNs. DTube was one of the first public blockchain projects to address such issues and provide a blockchain network to disrupt content delivery and ownership. However, Theta's proposal proved to be more appealing to investors. And boy, the list of investors. Founded in 2016 by computer scientists Mitch Liu and J.E. Long, Theta Network aimed to create a decentralized network that improves video quality, rewarding those that offer their resources to the network and improve video delivery through blockchain technology. Theta's primary advisors include Steve Shin, co-founder of YouTube, and Justin Kan, the co-founder of Twitch. Theta Network is a subsidiary of the leading VR platform Silver.tv, which helped develop the native blockchain for Theta. Initiated as a centralized project in 2017, Theta Network converged into a decentralized hybrid blockchain. According to Crunchbase data, Theta.tv, the forefront product of Theta, has received multiple Series A funding rounds to develop their offering. And guys, I took a look at Theta.tv. It does look a lot like Twitch. Next generation streaming on that platform right there. No, I'm going to put all the links down in the description. We're going to take a look at Theta's site too once we get to the end of this article. But Theta's network goal is to diminish content delivery networks' cost as demand for higher quality 4K streams increase by rewarding users for their bandwidth and contribution to the network. Theta creates a self-serving network where the end user is the facilitator or power in the ecosystem, thus developing a cost-effective solution. While platforms such as Netflix or YouTube face latency and higher costs in their delivery in parts of the world with unequal internet connection, Theta brings a viable alternative through their decentralized peer-to-peer self-organizing network. Aimed towards growing the Web 3.0 infrastructure, Theta increases its validator nodes that encompass enterprises such as Sony Europe or Sierra Ventures to contribute to the network expansion. In 2020, the company announced a partnership with Google, which according to Forbes is a game changer as the global enterprise slowly dipped its feet into blockchain technology. Guys, another note. Anything that Google invests in, I am following suit. Okay? And a lot of those coins are very, very low priced right now. Endor is one of them. Okay? HBAR. All right? Theta. The companies from the last era, they're positioning themselves for the next. So we got to watch them. Now, a new meta for content delivery. Demand for a decentralized future is growing, and companies such as Samsung or niche digital content enterprises acknowledge its importance. Theta creates a new means for YouTube, Amazon, Netflix, or any CDN to facilitate data transfer through a user network. The proposed interface generates efficiency while rewards through tokenization help keep the network active and worthwhile, according to Theta's head of platform, Timothy Lee. With the emergence of NFTs and digital assets into the blockchain space, Theta will jump on a new endeavor into the growing marketplace. According to their roadmap, Theta will be developing an NFT marketplace ahead of their mainnet 3.0 release, which includes a new economic model for staking and burning T-Fuel tokens. Theta.tv usage has increased dramatically as the company has partnered with Hollywood studio Lionsgate to deliver content on the platform. With the growing demand for NFTs, the company will offer the possibility to intertwine existing intellectual properties, such as movie characters, and create unique offerings to movie fanatics as a one-of-a-kind asset. According to Theta, they are entering an untapped market, which can see Theta become a central player for movies and gaming devotees. And I'm telling you, if you just look at YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, there is a huge market for movie and gaming related content. All right. A lot of these streaming sites, they got their initial buzz, their initial popularity from streamers and gamers. Okay. Theta's doing the same thing. Real quick, let's just take a look at Theta's website. As a matter of fact, I'm going to watch their intro real quick.
Technology today is amazing, but somehow streaming quality and load times are still terrible. Everyone has a computer with extra bandwidth to spare, especially when a machine's not being used. And now you can make money by putting that bandwidth to use thanks to Theta Token. Here's how it works. When you're watching your favorite streamer or when you're asleep, Theta Client will tap into your extra bandwidth to relay video streams to local viewers. They'll enjoy improved stream quality and loading times, while you earn Theta tokens. The more you deliver, the more you earn. With your tokens, you can send donations to your favorite streamers, unlock premium content, and buy and gift virtual items. Theta is a new blockchain built by Sliver TV, a leading esports live streaming startup based in Silicon Valley that has raised more than $17 million in venture financing, has over 2 million users, and is growing quickly. Theta completed a $20 million private token sale in early 2018 and launched its live testnet in June 2018. 3 weeks after launch, over 300,000 users from 149 different countries have shared video on the Theta testnet. Over 40% bandwidth offloaded, improved quality and reach. All thanks to you, the Theta community. Theta is a native blockchain and open source infrastructure that any partner can build on. Theta Network, next generation video delivery powered by you. Visit us at thetatoken.org.
So yeah, guys, Theta is looking to do big things, guys. You know, I'm going to put the links down in the description so you can check that out. But I want to go ahead and move forward to this last piece of information, okay? Governments are looking into buying Bitcoin, according to our favorite CEO, Naide, all right? Sovereign wealth funds may soon be coming to crypto scene. Now, what that means, ladies and gentlemen, okay, sovereign wealth funds are essentially a country's investment account. It's how nations move forward, okay? Be sure to stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to have a little clip that's going to explain sovereign wealth funds fully so you get an understanding of what may be coming later this year. Because on one hand, we have governments that are looking to buy Bitcoin. On the other hand, we have crypto regulations could initially prove brutal for Bitcoin's price. Now, this is a quote that comes from Europe's largest asset manager, Amundi, who is holding over $1.5 trillion worth of client assets. But he has warned that new cryptocurrency regulations could initially prove brutal for the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. In a report shared with the block on Wednesday, Amundi's deputy CIO, Vincent Mortier, and head of Global Views, Didier Borowski, said that G7 regulators are determined to regulate cryptocurrencies. Such regulation will likely initially lead to an adjustment of their price, potentially brutally. Now, understand, guys, the importance of this quote here. The G7, more formally known now as the G20, is a league of nations that come together regularly to discuss financial policy, innovation, advancement, this, that, and the third. Now, this is where I did some digging. So, guys, this year, the G20 summit is going to be held in Rome. Okay? October 30th and the 31st, 2021. With the participation of G20 heads of state, government, and their counterparts from invited countries and representatives of some of the main international and regional organizations, the ministers of economics and finances traditionally also take part in the event. The summit is the climax of the G20 processes and the final stages at leaders level of the intense work carried out within the minstrel meetings, working groups, and engagement groups throughout the year. Now, guys, those groups and meetings that they are referring to, it's right here on this screen before you. If you aren't looking, I'm going to lay this out as clearly as I can, because I want to highlight a specific series of meetings that they are having this year. The first one of which was on February 8th, Digital Economy Task Force meeting. Its primary focus is transitioning to the digital economy. Now, they have another one. They had a second one, March 18th. The third one comes, I believe, yes, May 17th, and so forth and so on. But you see, guys, and links be in the description if you want to take a look at this list. May 11th, Finance Track seminar on reinventing the Bretton Woods Committee. When you guys take a look at the events on this calendar, and then you go and do the research afterwards, guys, you're going to see that the topics of discussion for this summit center around the digital economy. All of them center around the digital economy. So when headlines such as these, new crypto regulations could initially prove brutal for Bitcoin's price, at the same time, governments bringing their sovereign wealth funds into cryptocurrency, there is a narrative being laid before us, guys. There's a narrative being laid before us. And NYDIG seems to be an essential player, because ever since that announcement, he has been correct on a lot of things. Okay. Fidelity in the last couple of days. Soros just made some headlines yesterday. So some things are shaping up, guys. Some things are shaping up for the crypto space for the spring and the summer. It's going to be very interesting, guys. But one more piece of information before I let you go. Microsoft has a new digital identity program and is on the second layer of Bitcoin. Okay. Now, this is interesting because the second layer of Bitcoin is not necessarily talked about, the Lightning Network. And we all know that Microsoft is very heavy in cryptocurrencies, as we covered in our Digibyte video, Atom ID and Azure, that whole digital identification system. But Ion is their new toy, and it is a decentralized identity network built on top of the Bitcoin blockchain as a second layer protocol. Rather than handling payments, Microsoft Ion is designed to handle identities and access to online accounts. This provides a secure alternative to usernames and passwords. Project lead Daniel Buchner previously suggested that if for end users, the experience can be made similar to that of Google Authenticator, a popular tool for managing two-factor authentication. Today's release marks the first full release of Ion. Director of Identity Pamela Dingle stated, "We are excited to share that version 1 of Ion is complete and has been launched on the Bitcoin mainnet." So, guys, just wanted to give you that real fast because of the fact that not only is it being used on the Bitcoin's layer, it's being used by Microsoft, and it's another digital identification technology that is being placed before us, guys. So with that being said, I'm gonna let you go. And I want you to have a great day and a prosperous day and make that money, most importantly. Also, thanks for coming back to the channel. That is most importantly. Most importantly, thanks for coming back to the channel and make that money. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys, and subscribe. Get down at me in the comments. It's feeling goofy. It's Friday. It's been a long week, but I am still here to give you news on crypto adoption. Still got special videos coming, guys. Render, gonna let you guys know about that project. So be sure you stick around for the channel for that. But yes, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you for coming back. And again, I'll see you in the next video.
And so we're going to see more big investments by so-called sovereign funds, where the real entity behind the conglomerate is actually the state itself. By the way, have you thought about this? How many dollars does China own already in government bonds and the rest? It's over $1 trillion. How many weeks or months will it be on current trends before it becomes $2 or $3 or $4 trillion? Not long. And by the way, if you were a team that you were, suppose you had $1 trillion of Chinese money and it was your responsibility to invest it, do you think, as a team, that you would keep $1 trillion in government bonds? No way. What would be the first thing you'd be starting to do with all of that money? You would put it for productive purposes, of course. And so we have to say, I'm sorry if it's politically insensitive, but we have to say that the Chinese investment policy is hard to understand at the moment. It doesn't make much sense. I know they can't pull it out of dollars. If they do, what happens to the rest of the dollars they own? It falls to nothing. So they have to keep most of it in dollars. Poor old China. But at least they could do something more productive with it. And so you can be sure that they will. Actually, I would do something else. If I was part of this team with you, I would be saying, why didn't we go borrow some more? Why didn't we use our $1 trillion and borrow $3 trillion and make a leveraged $4 trillion fund and really have some fun? Now, if we would start thinking about these kinds of numbers, you could see that we could have a $3 trillion fund quite soon, leveraged with another 8 or 9, and maybe a 10, 11, or 12 trillion dollar sovereign fund that can go and say, I have some of that, please. I have some of that. And what is one of the first things I would want to buy? What is one of the assets in America that is very, very low valued right now? Well, one of it's property, isn't it? It's distressed property that's being repossessed. I'd have some of that. I'd have some of all kinds of things. So we can expect China sovereign funds to do all kinds of very interesting things in the market. And when that happens, what will be the reaction of America? I wonder. It will depend on what they try to buy. If they try to buy JFK Airport, well, the Dubai government tried to buy just one port recently in America. That was tough enough, and so on. So we'll see all kinds of plays here. And one of the biggest plays the Chinese will be doing is securing the supply lines for the economy for the future.